TheRippStixx Podcast. What do you think of the new song?
It's good.
It sucks.
Sucks. Come on, bro.
I don't like any of the songs we play. I don't like any.
All right, well, maybe
Oh,
you
wow.
can help me pick some out.
Okay.
All right. Sunday, March 10th, 2024. You guys actually just got back from the zoo.
Yep.
I heard there was a bear fight.
Yep. It was like me and Lincoln fighting.
Was it?
Yeah.
What do you think they were fighting over?
I don't know, but then
they were
mom,
fighting, and then there was another bear that looked older than them.
it looked
and then
like their
came.
mom, and then the dad was sleeping.
But these were like
Wait a
big,
minute,
fluffy.
wait a minute, a third bear came?
A
Yeah.
third-
I think it was the
there was
mom.
4 bears.
Yeah, but there was a third. I only saw the 2 bears fighting.
Yeah, there was we got off video. Another bear came.
So it was
Yeah.
probably two siblings fighting.
Yeah, 2 boys, and the mom separated, and the dad was still sleeping.
We saw a gorilla and his family.
How big are the gorillas?
Oh my God, they might be bigger than you.
No,
Oh, they're definitely bigger than me.
All right.
they're big.
And one of them was like banging on the cage and made like a shake.
Remember the last time we went to the zoo? The gorillas
Or
were like
babies.
babies.
Yeah. And now the one
Now
that
they're
was
all
a,
grown.
now the one that was a baby is now 6 years old.
Wow,
And they're big.
wow,
But
that's
one,
pretty crazy.
all of them were there, but one of them I think went to another zoo.
Mom got horrified because there was a spider area and we went in it. Mom got horrified.
She doesn't like spiders.
No.
You know, I saw a funny video the other day where there was a guy at a zoo, and you know how there's glass where the gorillas are? Mm-hmm. So he was sitting with his back to the glass like this, and he had his phone, and he was going like this, scrolling his finger like you would scroll through pictures.
Yeah.
And the gorilla was sitting right behind him on the other side of the glass, and the gorilla was understanding what he did. So the guy took his phone, he put it right up against the glass, and then the gorilla went to go touch the glass to scroll it. That's how quick a
And
gorilla.
that's how intelligent they are.
Well, when we went, they were eating food, and then it seemed like they were like playing with the food, and they,
The big male one was laying on the ground. And the orangutans weren't out.
Do you even comprehend how strong a gorilla is?
They're strong.
well, they
You
were
see
swinging.
dad lifting weights. You think
Yeah.
I'm strong,
They
right?
can pick up like twice that size.
If a gorilla could only pick up twice what I lift, I would be probably the most powerful person on earth. Gorillas are so strong. I mean, I've watched gorillas move things that were like 500 pounds.
Like a car?
Like pick them up, just pick up something that's 500 pounds and throw it. It's crazy.
I couldn't even pick it up
And
or throw it.
and there was monkeys swinging on the thing.
Like regular monkeys.
No, it was
No.
like a lemur or something like that. Like
No,
this black
no,
monkey and white
the
monkey.
lemurs were not there.
And then the gorillas were climbing.
What about any cats? Any big
Yes.
cats?
Yeah,
A
big
lot.
cat. There was like a leopard and a lynx and a cheetah. They were all just sitting there.
No,
The
it
lions
was
were
not a
sleeping.
lynx. It was a cougar.
Did they have that? You know what animal I always like seeing, but you very rarely see him. You know when you go to that one section, like where the otters are, there's that red panda.
It was.
It was out.
always
It was-
there.
it
It
was-
was
It was
there.
there.
It was playing. It was talking.
It was
like,
cute. It was.
I think the last 2 times I went there, I could not find him. He was like hiding or something.
Well, he was there.
He did hide from us.
We can go next weekend. We have it for the whole year. You can come to.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
going on
we-
April 19th for my field trip.
Oh yeah, you are.
Did you sign my thing yet?
I did. I have to write you a check for $17.
All right.
$17.
Yeah, well, it costs
We
money. It costs money to go to the zoo.
And we saw the reptiles.
What?
and guess
what kind of
what?
reptiles?
We
Like
saw a snake,
snake,
snap turtle,
snap
frog,
turtle. Oh, a snap turtle. It's named Tyler.
a croc.
He's 26 years old. It was his birthday today. And at 10:30, they were singing
I got-
happy birthday.
I
Wow.
got a picture of a really, really rare lizard that's 120 million years old. Like
No, it's only
species.
100 million years old.
Wow.
It was
you know
in
what
the late Cretaceous
You know what I
period.
remember
What?
last time we went?
Yep.
Remember there was that really big fat toad? It almost looked
Yeah.
like a
I don't
a
think
bowl.
he's there.
No?
No, I didn't see him.
It's probably on vacation. All right. Well, the zoo was a hit. Last night I went to my buddy's house to watch the UFC fight, and
I don't know anything about it. I just know the guy.
You know what the problem with it is? Because of how they tape them live and where they're at. Like yesterday's was in Miami, but because you have people on the West Coast watching it, it didn't get done until like 1 o'clock in the morning.
In the morning?
I'm getting too old for that stuff, man.
Wow.
The main event, the first fight in the main event, didn't even start until like 10:15 or 10:30.
We went to bed at like 9:45.
I stayed up and watched the Celtics Suns until halftime.
I stayed up until like a little bit of the third quarter because Mom made us all go to bed.
Well, that's about the time that if you don't go to bed, you either A, turn into an absolute animal, B, you never wake up the next day.
It's mostly A.
But guess what?
It's mostly B.
I got home late last night.
And you were like sleeping until 10.
I know. I got home late. The clock sprung forward. I woke up this morning and I said, where the heck's everybody at?
We went to the zoo. And
I woke up. It was like I was single.
we all thought you were faking because you didn't want to go to the zoo.
Yeah, we all thought you did.
I really wasn't. I remember Mom coming in and asking me, hey, do you want us to wait for you to go to the zoo? And I remember saying, no. And the next thing I knew, you guys were gone. But you know what kind of guy I am?
Lonely.
I woke up, did the laundry,
Okay.
did the dishwasher,
Okay.
We were having fun at the zoo.
cleaned up some stuff,
What stuff?
came home, making muffins with this little dupe over here.
Hey,
How were they?
they were awesome.
So
They
Franklin came
taste like
home.
regular muffins.
Franklin came home with some recipe he found on the internet that used protein powder.
And it was a protein, like little muffins.
So we mixed them up real quick and made about 8 muffins. I did not eat one.
They were so good.
Well,
And that was a part of Food with Frank today.
Can I talk about my book I'm reading?
sure. So yeah, you've been reading a book. Tell us about it. Book at school, right?
It's called Sophia's War, and it's about this girl who lives like 1776. She's like 12 years old, and then
1776. When was that?
like the Revolutionary War, and she lived like until like the book takes place like 1776 until like 1783, I think. And
That's when the Revolutionary War stopped.
I know. And she's like 12 at the beginning, then she goes to 15, and she meets this, like her brother got like captured, and in the prison he died because of it, because it's horrible in there.
Well, wait a minute. How old is she during this story?
So the beginning, like from chapter 1 to 29, she was like 12 years old. Then like for the rest, he's like 15,
Bro, how many chapters does this book have?
70.
What?
What?
Oh my God!
But some of
You
the
have been
some of the
reading
chapters
this?
are like 1 page long.
You have been reading this?
Wow.
But some of the
I don't
some
know
of
that
the chapters.
I don't know that I've ever read a book that had 70 chapters. Well,
I've read a book this year that had 65.
I've only read one book in my entire life.
I think
front
I
to
read a
back.
book that has 100 chapters.
You know, you guys have read more books than me by far.
Well, wait, I want to talk more. So her brother died in the museum, and like the dad got shot, so her life is like horrible.
What about her mom?
The mom was like just like with her, and she's fine, but and then the guy, a soldier with the quartering act, comes in named John Andre, who like he was really mean to all the other people and like started like hitting him with the sword and
I have a question.
yeah.
Where are they living at?
New York.
They're living in New York?
Not city. They're living like a couple like
Okay.
and
Brooklyn?
no, near there, not. So he comes in and he's so nice and all nice and they're all surprised. And then she says he'll stay, but then he leaves. So then the girl, Sophia, she had a crush on him, but he didn't like him anymore.
Wait a minute, is she like an adult now? At this part in the story?
No, she's 12.
How old was the guy?
The guy was 27. It's kind of, but like,
A crush on a 27-year-old when you're 12?
It's kind of scandalous.
yeah, it's weird. And then he leaves and goes to the prison to find William. William's there. He said he wants food and water if you can, and he dies 2 days later. And then part 2, where I'm at, this guy named Robert Townsend, he's actually a real person if you look him up. He's a spy, a Patriot spy, and he told Sophia, hey, want to be a spy with me? Because like she saw that she spoke up to the soldiers and she could have got like killed. So yeah, she's a spy now and really dangerous. And they left us off on a cliffhanger because
I hate cliffhanger.
right now she's on the top of the step reading like a note that a British officer wrote, and the guy named Sir Henry is coming up right now. And I don't know what's gonna happen.
So I just looked up Robert Townsend, and it said wait a minute. It says he was born November 1753. Okay, so he was a member of the Culper Ring during the American Revolution. He operated in New York City with the alias Samuel Culper Jr.
He was only like 20-some, 30.
Gathered information as a service to General George Washington. He is one of the least known operatives in the spy ring and once demanded Abraham Woodall never to tell his name to anyone, even to Washington.
Yeah, and
I want to talk about my book because it's kind of interesting.
And I don't know if she'll meet George Washington, but so far she's met like Nathan Hale, John Andre, Robert, and like Sir Henry. But yeah, this book is historical fiction. But the only thing about
Same as my book.
Can I read the description of the book?
yeah.
Can I read it? Since 1776, young Sophia Calderwood witnesses the execution of Nathan Hale in New York City, which is newly occupied by the British Army. Sophia is horrified by the event and resolves to do all she can to help the American cause. Recruited as a spy, she becomes a maid in the home of General Clinton, the supreme commander of the British forces in America. Through her work, she becomes aware that someone in the American army might be switching sides, and she uncovers a plot that will grievously danger the Americans if it succeeds. But the identity of the would-be traitor is so shocking that no one believes her. And so Sophia decides to stop the treacherous plot herself at great personal peril. She's young, she's a girl, and she's running out of time. And if she fails, she's facing an execution of her own. Wow, that sounds like a good book.
My book's also kind of like Lincoln's.
What book are you reading?
It's called Toliver's Secret.
Toliver's Secret.
But so the whole thing starts out. There's this girl named Ellen Toliver, and she lives with her grandpa and her mom because her dad died. And they make a loaf of bread and they put a snuff box in it. And if you don't know what a snuff box is,
I do not.
Snuff box is, it's a little box like a jewelry box. And they keep it in there and they shut the curtains and lock the doors and they want no one to see what it is.
So hold on. You guys, you're in 3rd grade, you're in 5th grade, and you're both reading a book that circles around the American Revolution at the same time?
So in social studies, this is like the time we're learning all about the Revolutionary War and like that time and the independence and how the soldiers lived and that. And this is not like oh yeah, this book is about the Revolutionary War. We're gonna read it at the same time we're learning about it. This was like a coincidence that we're reading a book about it. So like yeah, I'm like fully revolutionary out.
And back to what I was saying. So they don't want anyone to see it. Then, what?
Can I read a description of the book?
Yep.
For the viewers?
Mm-hmm.
It says Ellen Toliver is a 10-year-old girl who has an important mission to do. She has to deliver a secret message to a man in a faraway town, a message that is meant to eventually reach George Washington. Ellen has to fool all the British soldiers to get her message through safely. Wow.
And
is it a chapter book?
Yes. It doesn't have a lot of chapters. It's like 17, I don't know.
17? That's short.
Like, yeah, I know. And then she, like, no one wants to see it, and then blah, blah, blah.
It says it's set in New York City and New Jersey in December of 1776. It says it imagines a fictional girl's part in supplying intelligence to General Washington leading up to his successful and vital strike across the Delaware. Mm-hmm. Wow. That's pretty cool, man. I don't remember reading any of that kind of stuff when I was in your grades.
Yep. And then her grandpa, who's a spy, who is going to deliver the piece of bread to George Washington because there's a secret message in it. Mm-hmm. But then he sprains his ankle, and only boys are allowed in, like the Civil War, not a lot of girls. So Ellen has to do it. So they cut her hair to look like a boy, and they bring the bread in like a little.
Wait, is this Ellen B something?
Wait a minute, I know what this sounds like.
No, it's fiction.
No, because there is this girl that her first name begins with like an E, and last name is a B.
No, and last name Toliver.
Oh, but there's this real girl that went into the army and served as a boy, and they found out because she got severely injured. She could have died, so the doctors had to do it. But she tried to escape, but she really couldn't move.
This sounds like Mulan.
Mm-hmm. It is. And then, I'm talking. No. And then, but they didn't execute her because she actually did like one of the best, better than the boys in the army.
That sounds like Mulan.
Yeah.
Wow, Mulan.
And they say, like, if Ellen gets caught, her grandpa will get in trouble and get hanged.
Wow.
And then, so she has, like, a venture, and she's supposed to get on a boat with her grandpa's friends, so they'll deliver it to, they'll go across the bay and they can deliver it. But Ellen loses track of time, and she and hold on, I'm almost done. All right. And she loses track of time, and she goes on and she misses the boat, so she has to go on the Redcoats boat.
What?
And they're trying to eat her bread, and so there's this boy. We only have two Redcoats. One's named Dow and Higgins. Higgins is a nice one, but Dow's the mean one trying to steal the bread. And that's where we left off.
I can't wait to hear more. All right, guys, we're going to switch gears here.
Ooh.
So I did a little research on the internets. And, one of the reasons why I like doing this podcast with you guys is that I think it's going to give you the opportunity to open up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to see your personality. Get to see your personality. And, yeah.
Well, I have something to say.
Well, hold on.
I wanted to say it since the beginning of the podcast. Before Dad talks, I commented on a YouTube video and I got 36K likes.
Who cares?
And it's my most likes on any single YouTube video.
Boo. The weeb.
There you go. Franklin's doing my soundboard. Hold on. Ready? Here we go. The weeb.
I'm just saying that I did.
No, I get it. And listen, I'm proud of you. Okay. So I did a little research on the internets, and I said part of the thing that I like the most about this is that, number one, it's going to make you think. Number two, it's going to start good conversation. Number three, I think it's going to get us to know each other better.
Yeah, I know each other. Great.
I was going to say, you would think that we know each other really well because we live in the same house. But I think you'll find some funny things. So we're gonna talk maybe 3 or 4 questions.
Got it.
The only rule is that, well, the only
You
two.
can't have one word of question.
No, one
answer.
word answers. There you go. So rule number
You
one.
got to explain.
Rule number one.
That's it.
No one word answers. Rule number 2, no arguing. There are no wrong answers to these. These are all like hypothetical, like what would you do?
In your opinion.
Fun debate. All right, so here we go. First question, and I get to answer them too. Okay.
All right.
I'll go first.
First question. Smartphones make us stupid. Agree or disagree?
I'll go first.
Ooh,
I'm gonna have to say disagree
Okay.
that's
because
one word.
if you are someone like Frank, who goes on YouTube and believes everything he sees,
Sounds like you too.
no,
Yeah, it does
like
too.
if you usually they say something and it's fake, but that could make you dumber. Like say someone says like, and say you've got like millions of views, say like, if you sit on the floor and start to meditate, there will be a genie that comes.
Bro,
and
what are
use all
you?
these,
Bro, what are you talking about?
and then they use all this kind of meditating, and like it comes, and they use really good editing. Franklin's the
Cool
one that
story,
would.
dude.
Franklin's the one that would believe that. And also, I think that
So
they
wait a minute,
don't.
hold on. Is your answer really just putting your brother down? So like,
No.
you didn't answer.
Hold
All you
on,
did
just why?
was tell a story on why
So-
you think your brother's stupid.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, that can make you dumb. But having smartphones can also, you can download apps and you can learn some stuff.
Frank, what do you
and-
think?
Yeah.
You think smartphones make us stupid? Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Agree. Why do you agree they're making us stupid?
It's because, like, just like Lincoln said, not everything on the internet is real. Because, like if you search up some things that are like, oh, I know the answer to, let me just see if they say. I actually searched up something about if a famous soccer player died, and they said yes, but no. It's still
So
alive.
is your contention that it makes us stupid because there's a lot of information on the internet that's not true?
Yep.
All right, you want to hear my take on it?
Yep.
So I have been around before cell phones.
42 years old.
I'm 42 years old, but I remember when I was your age, there were no cell phones. I mean, the only cell phone at your age when I was a kid was like you may see one in a movie where they're holding a cell phone that's like the size of a VCR. It's gigantic.
Then they have like those phones that you had to like go up and
Yeah.
then they had to press the keyboard.
Yeah. So here's what I'll tell you though.
Flip phone.
Oh yeah.
What's amazing is that these little things that we carry in our pocket phone, I mean, it contains the answer to almost everything you would ever want to know. All you have to do is type into it and it tells you the answer. But here's the big but. And this is where I think it could be making us not necessarily stupid, but maybe not as resourceful. Back in the day, like when I was your age, if I said, I want to find out how many points per game Magic Johnson averaged in 1987, I would have to go find it. Like I would have to either go and buy a magazine, watch a TV show, have a book.
Or meet him in person.
He wouldn't even know. I guess what I'm saying is like the information wasn't there. So you would have to find it. which made you have to like problem solve and try to figure out. Like, here's a great example. We made those cupcakes.
Muffins.
Muffins. We made those muffins in like 10 minutes. You came home and said, hey, look at this thing I found on the internet. It was like a YouTube short. It was 60 seconds long. It got us a whole recipe.
And it was so good.
19 minutes later, we had muffins. If in 1985, if I said I want to make muffins, I would either had to go to the store and buy a box with a recipe on it, or have a cookbook that I would read, or call my grandmother and say,
wait, can I change my answer?
Yeah.
Well, are we just talking about smartphones or like regular phones?
No, smart, like cell phones.
Oh.
The ones we have now.
Oh, then, yeah, they make you smarter.
All right. So I guess my answer would be they make us smarter because they give us information.
That's what I'm saying.
But don't ever lose sight to going and getting it. You know what I mean? Like, what happens if aliens come down? Listen, watch, this is what's going to happen, right? Aliens are going to come down and they're going to go,
we've taken over this town.
Then we leave.
No, where would we leave?
they take over the town. They take all of our cell phones. Satellites are knocked out of the air. There's no telephone. There's no TV. There's no electricity. You know what we have to do?
Go get it.
What?
We have to survive.
Well, is it just our time? Because we can just go to the Brigantine.
It's the world, bro.
Oh.
The aliens come to Earth. They take over the whole world.
I thought only the whole country.
I don't know. I don't know if the aliens would come here and just take over our country. You never know, though.
Like to France or something, I'll be happy there.
All right. So that's one question.
Okay.
Let's go to something that's maybe a little bit more meaningful. All right, here we go. This one might be a little over your head, but have you ever heard of the term recharging? Like if I said, Franklin, what do you do to recharge?
Like, calm down.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do to
Relax.
relax?
Calm down, relax.
Reset. All right, so Lincoln, what do you do? How do you recharge?
How I recharge is sit down with the blanket, the fan on, grab a snack, maybe watch something on TV. Or if I'm like really have a headache, I'm hot, I don't feel good, I jump in a bath and I get out and then I sit down with a blanket. That feels good.
Okay. What about you, Frank?
It's a little hard. I relaxed in a bunch of ways. Like, in the summer, I'll sit outside.
With the tag.
Okay. Maybe. Maybe.
Inside joke.
But it depends. Because, like, in the spring, I'll probably sit outside. And, like, in the summer, I'll definitely sit outside. Like, it depends.
Yeah. There's two ways that I like to really recharge. And what's unfortunate is I very rarely get to do either because they're kind of, in a way, seasonal. The one...
Surf and sit on the beach.
Well, that's the one on the beach.
Sit
so
on
you
the
know
beach.
how...
Because,
You know
like,
how-
surfing is not really recharging.
Well, it is kind of.
You're wasting
when you're out there.
energy.
Yeah, but it could be a mental recharge.
Oh, okay.
When we're on the beach and you guys have had it, we've been on the beach all day.
2 hours.
2 hours, dude. I'm talking like 6 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, we stay on the beach until
And
10 to
you guys
5.
are ready to kill somebody and you want to go home. And I look at you guys and I say, okay, go ahead, go home, whatever, walk home. And you guys walk home. And I can sit on the beach by myself,
But is it Mom?
stare into the water. Yeah, my mom's usually on her phone.
Oh, okay.
Or mom's like,
Hey, remember that time we went to the Belgian and then there was that time...
she is usually talking to everybody else on the beach. And I am that person sitting in the chair.
And then these kids come up and try to do something.
Those kids don't come near me. You think any kids are coming up near me on the beach?
Jacob. Well, I should use the name.
No, I don't think Jacob likes me. But that's the one way.
Yeah, well,
Sitting on the beach,
our cousins.
doing nothing. And I got news for you. It doesn't mean that it can't be with you guys. The problem is that I find it hard to recharge with you guys when you guys are just wanting to get the heck out of there. So that's number one for me. The second way is training. Grappling, jiu-jitsu.
Huh?
That's recharging?
It's recharging for
You're
me,
wasting like a lot. Like you're wasting think that you like a phone. You have 100%. If you're wrestling or doing jiu-jitsu,
You're losing like 50%.
you're using
Here's what I'll tell you though.
like 70.
So much of recharging is about like resetting like your head and maybe your body.
Well,
And
you
I
can get hurt.
And I can tell you that there's almost nothing like it for me. It's just like supreme violence. Like you have to, I can't even describe it. You have to be there or you die. And it's like, I don't know, man. It does something for me.
And like relaxing for me, I would just like draw or read a book or just lay down and watch something.
All right.
All right.
Or just sit outside if it's nice and warm and has a cool breeze.
All right, here we go. This next one is a two-parter.
Oh.
This is a hypothetical, okay?
Yeah.
What does hypothetical
Okay.
mean?
It's like not necessarily real. It's like a possibility.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever heard of a thing called a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
Everyone has heard that.
All right. So
Like,
a zombie apocalypse happens. We flick our hands, right? Zombie apocalypse. People are turning into zombies. If they run after you and they bite you, you then turn into a zombie. How are you surviving?
Okay.
How are you surviving? And how long would you last?
I'd probably last about 2 days.
2 days. How would you survive
What
that
I
2
do
days?
is the zombies.
do animals turn into zombies too?
I probably get into the basement right here, shut the door as hard as I can, block those windows right there, and just
So you would barricade yourself into the basement?
yeah. But I
You
bring
know
all
the only
this.
problem with that? There's nowhere to run.
Yeah, there is. I'll chisel down. I'll break down that window, get like a little ladder, climb out if I ever need to get out. But it will be like a locked
You just
door.
said you were gonna lock.
All right, so
block
Lincoln's going to last about 15 minutes in the zombie apocalypse. Franklin, what are you going to do?
Well, since you said you shook your head and said animals don't.
Yeah, the animals are out of the zombie apocalypse.
How old would I be right now?
Let's just say it's when you're 15.
So I would have my driver's license.
Well, not yet. But listen, a zombie apocalypse, there are no rules. You can hop in the Suburban right now and start driving.
All right, I'll hop in the Suburban and hide with the monkeys.
Okay. So,
At the zoo.
how long do you think you'd last?
5
If
minutes.
I get a good hiding spot, I would say like a week or so.
All right. Here's my answer. My answer depends a lot on what exactly the zombies can do and what they hear and see. Because I could say, listen, I would start by, getting my go bag, running into the woods and creating a small fire and waiting for other humans that aren't zombies to find me. But maybe the zombies are attracted to fire and maybe they'll find us.
Maybe.
So what I would do is, and this is also if I didn't have a family, if I was just by myself.
Oh,
Okay.
I was not surprised.
I would run into the woods and I would immediately start building a shelter.
Like a cabin.
Not even a cabin, just a shelter, because you're going to always be on the move. Okay?
But there's animals that can.
Yeah, but the animals aren't zombies.
But animals can also like hurt you, like bears.
Yeah, but something tells me. Well, first off, there's no bears around
And there
here.
could be poison ivy.
Yesterday there was a bear in Mount Royal.
And what I would do is I would
yeah, go.
find the closest vehicle, and I would drive west. I would drive west to the middle of the country because zombies are people that turn into
That are
zombies.
slow.
They're people that got turned into zombies. So where would the least amount of zombies be? Where the least amount of people are. So I would go into like the most remote section of the country, maybe in the mountains of Wyoming.
When you say that, I would. When there's no people around there,
Imagine
I'll
New York
just
City.
go to like a lot. Oh my god!
Listen,
Imagine-
if you were in a zombie
imagine-
apocalypse in New York City, get out of the city.
Imagine California
Oh, they all be
down
dead.
in LA.
Yeah, they all be dead.
Yeah, I would be
In the
dead. Well, if my friends are still alive, I'll just call my friends, and then they'll help me.
All right. Well,
Maybe
listen.
I can
It
get
sounds like
attracted to the
Lincoln
monkey.
will last 12 hours. Franklin will last
5
about
minutes.
And there's
a week.
A week. He's driving a car. He's probably gonna crash.
figure it
and,
out.
we're 15 years old.
He'll figure it out. And I would probably, yeah, if you stop moving around so much, you wouldn't be banging the table as much. And I'll probably last forever. Okay.
How?
I just told you how. All right, so we're going to do 2 more. Okay? This one's funny.
What if I can go to NBA arena and just sneak in?
Which one of the 7 dwarfs is most like you? Now, there's Dopey, Grumpy, Sneezy, Bashful, Happy.
What does bashful mean?
Bashful
Can
means
I
like
just stop
shy,
you right?
like
Can I
shy.
just stop you right there? I don't know any of these. I only know Grumpy.
You don't know any of
Lincoln's
the
bashful.
disrupting words?
I only know Grumpy and Happy.
Oh, so hold on. So Dopey is a dope. Grumpy is grumpy. Sneezy
You're saying
sneezes a lot.
like you were saying.
Bashful is kind of like shy,
Oh, that's like
shy and quiet. There's Happy, who, guess what Happy is?
Happy.
Happy. There's Sleepy, who sleeps a lot.
that's mom.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Doc. Is Doc the last one?
What is Doc? And what were the other ones?
Hold on. Do I have this right?
I already know which one I am.
You're shy.
I'm dopey
You're Dopey? Why are you Dopey?
because I'm a dope.
What makes you a dope?
Interesting. I would have said that you were Bashful.
Same.
You know
And
why?
wait, what were the other ones?
Franklin would be grumpy.
No, I'm not always gonna be. Sometimes I
Yeah.
can get like very.
I'll tell you why I think you're
Happy.
Bashful. Because when you look up Bashful, the dwarf, it says Bashful is very shy yet very kind-hearted. He is
that's
also
Lincoln, that's
he is
Lincoln.
also described as cute and romantic, and has a crush on Snow White.
That's Lincoln. He has a crush on
Wait,
her.
is Bashful the one that's like really small? Can I see?
They're all really small. They're dwarfs.
No, but isn't he like the smallest one of the
No,
pack?
they're all like the same size. Franklin, which one do you think you are?
Well, you didn't even say all of them.
Yeah, I did. Dopey, grumpy, sneezy, bashful, happy, sleepy,
Dopey.
He already said that.
happy. It's happy, Doc, grumpy, dopey, bashful, sleepy, and sneezy.
What's Doc?
Can you sit in your chair, please? Doc is like the head of the dwarfs. He's kind of like the head one.
Sleepy,
That'd be dead.
grumpy, happy, or Doc?
So you'd be 75% of the dwarfs. Which one do you think you're most like?
It's either Doc or grumpy.
Okay, I think you're probably onto something.
I think you're happy.
Okay.
What?
Which one do you think I would be?
Either Doc or happy.
You think I'm happy? It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Doc.
I think you're lying, but
Doc or Doc, and that's it. You're Doc.
All right, I'll be Doc.
Because you're like,
Duke.
you're old. Well, in literally at your work, you're literally just like Doc. Because you're like the head.
How would you know what I'm?
Can I tell you something?
Didn't you say like you were like the owner slash?
No, I'm not the owner.
Didn't you say you're like the boss of like
I'm a boss.
the Department of
that
Services?
means you're Doc.
Department of Forklift thing.
All right.
MS.
Let's see.
Just left.
All right. How about we do one more? We're gonna do one more, but I'm gonna try to make it really fun. Let's see.
Make it like a creative one.
A creative one.
Because I like being creative.
All right. How about this?
You have a lot of questions.
There are a lot of questions here.
Do you know how much? More than 100?
All right, here we go.
Oh.
I got the last one.
Okay.
All right, this one is going to be. This one is going to. This one's really going to make you think.
Yeah.
It's also going to make you open up. What is your most embarrassing story?
Lincoln has a bunch of those.
I'm not saying mine.
How about you just say one that's like sort of embarrassing?
I'm not saying it.
You don't want to participate?
No, because my embarrassing story is really embarrassing.
And he doesn't want to tell the whole
no.
world.
Wait a minute. It's no more embarrassing than the story you told me about the lunchroom.
Hey, what lunchroom? What happened?
No,
lunchroom, tell
no.
We don't have to. No, we don't have to tell it.
But like,
But I'm saying.
I'll tell you. No, I don't want to.
All right. Tell one that's. Tell one that you're not like.
Okay, I got one. I got one.
All right.
I went to the doctor's after Christmas this year because I was sick. I already knew I had the flu, but Mom and the doctors made me take this like test. They put that spiky thing in my nose, and they did it, and then I pushed away because I started crying, and then they came in with a bigger like thing. Wait, where did they put that in? They put it in my mouth, and I got scared. And I started crying, and I almost ran away. And I'm like, I'm too big for this, and I got embarrassed.
Well, listen, but
I'm embarrassed.
that's very big of you to realize that you realized that you were probably acting a little crazy.
I said I'm sorry, and I already know I had the flu because I took a test.
You know what's funny about you? I'm going to tell the fans a little story.
I don't want to tell mine. Mine's like.
Well, how about I tell mine next, and you'll see how embarrassing my most embarrassing.
I already know your most embarrassing.
You don't know mine.
You told me.
You do not know my most.
You
embarrassing
just told me
story.
2 days ago. I asked you.
What did I tell you was my most embarrassing story?
My mom came because you forgot her lunch.
No, that was not. That's not even close. That is not even close to my most embarrassing story.
I know it is.
All right, well,
You don't.
Okay.
Believe
Yes, I
me,
do.
you don't.
You
Oh, that was embarrassing too, but that is not even close to being. Franklin is making a pantsing reference because I've been pantsed numerous times.
By who?
Friends.
friends?
Yeah.
How are they even friends though?
Well,
Wait, do you have any friends that pants you listening to the podcast?
Here's the difference between 2024 and say 1992. When we were friends back in the day, we would do the craziest things to each other. Like it was almost like you would pull pranks on your friend. You would, like Franklin, it's like if someone walked up behind you in the lunch line, like if you were talking to some girl you liked and you're like, yeah, my name's Franklin and, I like playing basketball. And then one of your friends walked up behind you while you were doing that and went, and then ran away. And the girl's looking at you like, what was that? We would like do stuff like that.
I'll do like this.
So
I probably actually.
But no, what I was going to say about you, Lincoln, You just told that story about being embarrassed at the doctor's office.
I have a way more embarrassing moment, but I'm not telling
That's
you.
fine.
I have a way more embarrassing moment, but it's
finish.
not in a big crowd of people.
And I'll give you hidden whole school.
I want to finish this so that people know this. You just said you were embarrassed about the doctor's office, about, someone stuck something up your nose and you almost cried. Do you realize the last time I took you to the doctor walked in with like 4 needles, gave you 4 needles in various parts of your body. You didn't even flinch. Do you know what I do when someone gets near me with a needle?
No, but Dad,
I
that's
turn into a monster.
Yeah, but I don't care about needles in my arm or my leg. I don't like when people put things in my mouth, like for doctors, or I don't like when people put things in my nose. That's why every morning when you do that to me, I get nervous.
But listen, that's my point though. My point is that even though you think that was a very embarrassing moment, everyone has those things. I couldn't do those needles like you did. Last time I got a needle in my body, you know what I did? I went in to a place to get blood taken. They stuck a needle in my arm. I told the sweet lady, please be very quick because I'm going to pass out. She laughed at me. She took the needle out of my arm. I walked outside into the Suburban and I passed out in the driver's seat. You don't think that's embarrassing?
Why do you not like needles? Needles are not even scary. The most scary thing is when they have a huge thing to put up in your nose.
Well, listen,
That's
I've
why
had
I
a few
don't wanna
things shoved
travel.
up my nose too, and they're nowhere near as bad as, in my opinion, as a needle. So don't.
Wait, don't when you go to a different country to get something in your nose?
Well, they used to do the COVID test,
But you don't have to do that
I don't
anymore.
think you do. Frank, are you willing to tell any embarrassing story? Not even your most embarrassing, just a embarrassing story. An embarrassing story.
There's only I didn't have a lot of embarrassing moments, but there's one that's really embarrassing.
Do you want to talk about it?
Should I?
I know one.
Is it disgusting? Is it just embarrassing?
It's embarrassing.
I know one.
I mean, if
of
you
this.
feel comfortable talking about it, you can. But if you don't have to.
All right, so one time in school, but there was only one kid in the bathroom, and I was going to pee, and then I accidentally pee went in my pants, and it got.
You peed on your pants?
Yeah, pee got on my pants.
Well, listen, I've peed on my shoes before. I've peed on my hand.
Same.
I've peed.
Doesn't everyone do that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I don't think your story is that embarrassing. So cheer up.
But one person saw it, and then I had to go and nurse, and everyone was like, "Where you been?" And I didn't answer them.
You know what I would have said? Peed my pants, bro.
No, I would have said I would have said I went to your mom's house.
I know Franklin's.
I went to your mom's house.
That's inappropriate. All right, so you want to hear my embarrassing story?
No,
Now, my embarrassing story. Do you know who is in my embarrassing story?
Mom.
Do you know Uncle Dave,
Yeah.
Oh,
who came and saw your basketball games the other day?
Yeah.
And you know Heather?
Yeah.
It involves them.
okay.
You want to hear it? Mm-hmm. All right. The year, I think, was 1999. I think it was the summer of 99. No,
69.
no, but this was the summer of 99. David Shank was my best friend. He was the best friend in the entire world. We hung out every single day together. And I knew that David Shank was in love with Heather. I knew it.
He's probably listening right now.
So what? He knows the story. He knows the story.
So is Heather, right?
Heather knows the story, but she was not there. Okay? So he was in love with Heather, and we were convinced he was never going to tell her. I was like, bro, this could be your future wife. And I had to figure out a way to incentivize him to tell her by the end of that summer. So me and David and one of our buddies, Luke, we were building houses off of Back Creek Road. We were doing masonry work, so I was building basements and stuff like that. And so I told Dave at the beginning of that summer, I said, Dave, and I knew that Dave.
How old was he?
Man, I want to say we were like 17.
Okay.
He was maybe 18, and I could be forgetting. This may have been the summer after our senior year, or it could have been like the summer of our freshman year in college. I don't remember, but I want to say we were around that age. So I said to Dave at the beginning of the summer, I said, Dave, you got to tell Heather that you love her. And he was like, yeah, I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it. You know, it's whatever. And Dave was also a procrastinator. Dave, if you're listening, sorry.
What's Dave? What's that?
What?
What's that?
A procrastinator? It's like, I'll do it tomorrow. Hey, Frankie, you got to go put your clothes away. I'll do it tomorrow.
Never does.
Hey, Franklin, you have to, I'll do it some other day. Like, that's a procrastinator. So Dave, being a procrastinator, I said to him, I said, hey, I'll make a bet with you. I said, if you tell Heather.
What, is this your most embarrassing moment?
This is my most embarrassing moment.
How is
It seems like it's leading to his most embarrassing moment.
Well, no. It's leading to the best moment of his entire life. And it's leading to probably my most embarrassing moment. So I said to Dave, I said, hey, Dave. I said, if you tell Heather, I said, I'm so convinced you're not going to tell Heather that you love her by the end of the summer. I said, if you tell her that you love her by the end of the summer, I said, I will pull my pants down to my ankles and I will run down the middle of the street with no pants on 322. Now, 322, no, I'm sorry. Back Creek Road. What was it? Yeah, I think it was Back Creek Road. Everyone laughed. We were also working with a bunch of kids from Philly. Never thought in a million years that Dave would actually do it. And I don't remember how it happened, whether Heather called me or I saw Heather face to face. And she said, oh, by the way, Dave told me. And I was like, oh my God. So the next day at work, when we were all done, it was the end of the summer. We were all messing around and I had to run down a street with no pants on.
You still had pants. It's underwear.
No.
You could have got arrested.
In hindsight, I could have got arrested.
Why'd you
This
do that?
is
That was the
weird.
dumbest idea.
This is weird. you could have just said, I'll give you $100. Like, what is wrong
Franklin,
with you?
We were stupid. We were stupid boys.
Well, why are you not stupid now? Like, shouldn't you be stupid?
Well, as you get older, you get smarter.
No. Alex is young.
Listen, this is also a summer that involved us throwing David off of a cliff. We also got David, I think, burnt more than I've ever seen any person be sunburnt in my entire life.
I don't know if I have, but I think I told my crush I love her. I don't know.
Bro, you don't even know what love is yet.
I love Mom.
All right.
I love you.
Okay, well, maybe you do.
I love Lincoln.
But it's different when you extend it out of your family. That's a different type of love, but we could definitely talk about that at another time. So, okay, so we talked about our most embarrassing story. You didn't find mine embarrassing. You found it creepy. Maybe it was. Which dwarf we were.
I just found yours weird.
Yours was horrible.
Can we do?
I want to leave. I want to leave.
Can we do Link's locker room?
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable and weird.
God. We talked about zombie apocalypse, how we recharge, and our smartphones making us stupid. I think the way we should end it is the Sixers are playing tonight.
But I got this. I'll do Link locker room. They're playing tonight against the Knicks, 7 o'clock on ESPN, NBC Sports Philadelphia. I actually think the Sixers are going to pull out a win.
Against
Who
the
are they
Knicks.
playing?
The Knicks.
No way.
No, because
With
guess
Wait,
what?
are they playing at home?
No.
They're playing in New York?
But wait, hold on. Brunson got injured. I don't know if he's playing, but if we can guard
What about Maxey?
Maxey is questionable. Maxey and Brunson are both questionable. But if Maxey plays, Brunson doesn't play, and we can guard Dante DiVincenzo and like Isaiah Hartenstein and all those guys.
And like, what's his name?
Yeah, if we can just guard the whole entire team, that's all the good players, we can certainly pull off a win if Mo Bamba plays like he did against the Hawks like a month ago. And if Maxey, if he plays as Maxey, I think they're going to pull out a win 122 to 114. I feel like it's kind of going to be like an upset win. But, yeah. Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey both retired. And it's arguable that Fletcher Cox was the best on defense and Jason Kelsey was the best on offense. And, they were our best guys. I'm so sad that Fletcher Cox is retiring.
Yeah.
He was, our whole defense.
And I'm sad that Jason Kelsey is retiring. And the Flyers with the upsetting loss yesterday.
Their coach being thrown out of the game.
Lost,
Sixers.
I think 4-0.
Sixers are currently in
Seven.
the play-in
But
tournament.
if the Heat, who are the Heat playing? Can you look at, but if the Heat lose and the Sixers win, we do move up a spot. I don't even care if we're in 6. I just don't want to be in the play-in and win it and stay in 7th and verse the Bucks because I'd be really scared.
They're playing the Wizards. Ugh.
No,
Today at 6 p.m.
that's the worst possible
Well,
matchup
maybe
you want.
Jordan Poole can come up and Kyle Kuzma and
Well, obviously
Tyus Jones.
they're going to win. So let's just try to stay tied with Miami and see if we can get a win. And, but you never know because the NBA is one of those sports, like in football, usually when a player can throw good, they can throw good. Player does not throw good, they can't. But basketball is kind of that sport that, I know any sport can do this, but anything can happen. You can hit a whole full court buzzer beater. You can, with the worst team in the league can beat the best team, which almost happened. But
And the Pistons won the other day. I can't believe the Pistons won.
well,
Who
they
they play against?
You know what they say? A dog finds his butt every once in a while.
Who they played against?
the net.
The Brooklyn.
The Nets.
Oh yeah, they played against the Nets. I can't believe they won with such a young team and such a
Their team, in
bad
fact,
team.
started out better than the Sixers.
Well, guys, I think we're going to end it here. We're going to have a good dinner tonight. I made homemade ice cream
And
yesterday.
we're eating it.
Mint
And
chocolate.
I made brownies with Oreos inside, which is really good.
So we're going
Yeah.
brownie on bottom, ice cream on top,
whipped cream
whipped cream,
And now you got a primo hoagie today.
chocolate syrup.
and maybe.
If we had a cherry.
All right,
That was the end of the TheRippStixx Podcast. I'm Franklin Wyckoff.
I'm Lincoln Markov. Bye.
And I'm Dad. Peace.
Bye.
And we are going to be back soon.
Bye.
Peace.
Wait. End the music. Wait, stop the music. I have something to say. I forgot to say this. Off, all the way off, all the way. So, me and my friends, we have this group. It's called the Oons.
We don't need to know
And
this.
we are quite a pair. And we are really, really... No, stop. No, I'm talking. And I'm going to tell you all the Oons. Toog, Newt, Lincoon, Julie-oon, Nolan, Darren, Juice. Let me see, Adoon. Am I missing anyone?
Cool story, dude.
Juice, Toog. And we have Steph Curry in our group because my friend went to the Warriors Sixers game. He said Curry's in our group, so he agreed. So now he's in.
Cool story, dude.
And now, so yeah, I just want to know if you want to be part of the Oons. You can call us and yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye.
Cool story, dude.
I'm Lincoon for now.